Hey everybody, Adam, Kate, and Holland here with my buddies Ben and Andrew. We have a Boi Crazy. It's been too fucking long, and we've got a Boi Crazy ready to go. It's Young Guns 1 versus Young Guns 2.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And
how do you do
we
it?
wanted to give you all a little taste of it. Just the wet your whistle on this little bad boy.
A morsel before the meal.
And a moose-bouche of Boi Crazy.
And a amuse-bouche of Boi Crazy. Couldn't have said it better myself, Andrew. So we're going to give you a taste of the episode right now. For those of you that don't know, Boi Crazy is our podcast within the podcast wherein we rank the hunkitude of boys of yesteryear. And you'll get this for free. If you want to listen to the whole thing, go to our Patreon. Become a member. We've got back episodes of Boi Crazy there you can listen to.
You can join us on Patreon and show your support just by going to patreon.com/Grawlix Saves.
And we'll be back with our normal Grawlix Saves the World episode next Tuesday.
In the meantime, strap in. We really got into a heated battle about who was the supreme hunk of the Young Guns franchise. Boi Crazy. Boi Crazy.
Woke up in the morning and always we were held. I got an old coat for a pillow in the earth of that night bed. Oh, yes.
Boi Crazy.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, my God.
God, we've been waiting to gallop into this town to get fucking...
We are
it's
back.
Dusty. I'm parched. I'm dry, and I need refreshment in the form of a Boi Crazy.
Yeah, if you don't know, Boi Crazy is the pod within a pod wherein three dads, like ourselves, we collegiately rank the hunkitude of boys of yesteryear, of hunks. And oh my God, hitch your horses up. Do we have
You're gonna need a
episode.
10-gallon hat for the amount of hunks coming at you.
Oh my God, I am so excited because today, Boi Crazy, we are tackling Young Guns 1 and Young Guns 2. Oh my God.
Versus. It's the hunks of Young Guns 1 versus the hunks of Young Guns 2.
I can't even.
I don't think we've ever had a smattering of hunk options like we do in this episode.
This one, put it in the can, give it to the Smithsonian for sure. But AFI, the American Film Institute's going to want to study this one. Anyone who's going to make a Western where they try to have any hunks is going to need to listen to this episode to let you know how
I thought
present
the Top
a
Gun
hunk
was
platter.
Oh boy, so many hunks. This just shattered.
Oh
shattered
my God! It is a smorgasbord, and it is, and we're gonna.
As Andrew said, it's a shootout at the Boi K Corral, is what it is.
It's a real hornucopia. And my God, I can't even. I want to.
Well, let's get into it. There's so much to cover.
Let's not even do it. And
let's cannonball into this buffalo wallow of dudes.
I can't. Oh my God!
Young Guns 1.
A classic.
Yeah, buffalo wallow of dudes.
A classic.
Here's
film.
the thing: to men our generation,
this was
40
a formative
something dudes.
Experience.
This was everything. Young Guns, you flocked to the theater to see these, and when Young Guns 2 came out. Boy, were you fucking pumped for it. Young Guns affected everyone.
It did.
Young Guns 1, I thought it was one of the grittiest, grimiest Westerns I'd ever seen growing up.
Oh, yeah.
It was, oh boy.
And when
upon rewatch, very much a
intense.
Disney Western
No,
experience.
Very much
what are you talking
like
about? Look at
like
Dermot
a Pantene
Mulroney's
commercial
mouth.
or something.
Tell me that wasn't gritty. You tell me that wasn't.
Dermot Mulroney's mouth was a choice, and I love it. I love it. It was gritty.
And in 1988, this was Western movies. The beginning, the little metal solos, letting you know there's about to be boys. You know what I mean? And God damn
Yes, I do know what you mean.
This is a movie where the horses are hung like men.
Which is pretty sad. It was weird looking, and
That was very strange choice directorially. To have these tiny man testicles on a horse, on every horse, oddly distracting.
Human dicks on horses. And the budget to CGI all the human dicks on horses must have been. But wow, what a movie! Where do we even begin?
Let's.
Oh God,
we got to break it down. Let's take a look. I mean.
And now,
first of all, we've got the hunks from the poster. Right? When you grew up in this time period, this poster was everywhere. They were all standing there stoically. Obviously, Emilio Estevez, Billy the Kid, the kind of centerpiece of this. I would say this is like peak hunkitude Emilio Estevez. I'll just go out
certainly,
there.
The entire
and
franchise
say it.
banks on that premise.
yeah,
We've got Kiefer Sutherland again, young. Great-looking Kiefer Sutherland with Adam Caton Holland caliber bangs here, just kind of sweeping over his head. We've got Charlie Sheen.
Yep. Dick. He
Dermot
plays Dick.
Mulroney.
Casey.
Obviously.
Casey Siemaszko.
I can't say his last name.
Siemaszko.
Siemaszko. And last but not least, Lou Diamond Phillips. That's the crew. These are the regulators from Young Guns 1.
Here's the thing. I feel like John Tunstall, played by Terrence Stamp, because these are my boys, and I appreciate all of them. You know what I mean? These are my wayward
How
hunks
lucky was that guy
that I'm
to have a
inviting into
ranch
my
of
house
hunks?
to
Just
teach, to read, and to give a better life.
Obviously,
USD choice beef walking around.
And the other thing was,
had it all.
This is how big a cultural phenomenon this movie and this cast was. Obviously, the Warren G. Regulate song used the regulators. We regulate any stealing of his property, and we're damn good too. They used that sequence from this because it was such a big hit because of this cast. And I would argue that look at these hunks. If you're on Patreon right now, Ron has them up, and oh my God, just try to stand.
I don't know how you.
Right now.
I don't know how we're gonna crown. We have to crown one from Young Guns 1. So
we have to pick one from Young Guns 1.
We have to crown a King Hunk from Young Guns 1 to go up against the King.
And we
Hunk
don't
of
have a
Young
lot
Guns
of
2.
time.
We don't.
So let's get to it.
And I could spend all day. Oh
my God, I know. And I don't want to pick one, but we do have to go around. So why don't?
It doesn't have to be one of the poster boys. If you've got a dark horse from Young Guns 1, now's the time to shout.
No
him
dark
out.
horses here. I don't have it in me. I think the stable of them they picked. These are grain fed, antibiotic free hunks. There's no reason to go any deeper than that.
I disagree. I disagree on that because I feel like what Young Guns really did well was present the left of center hunk, the sort of odd-looking oblong hunk. Kiefer Sutherland, Emilio Estevez, they are not your classic.
Well, I guess I didn't
look.
think of them, but I get so wrapped up in their hunkitude, Adam, when I'm in the movie.
No, I mean, look at this cast.
full-
You got Charlie Sheen. That guy, you set your watch to the hunk of Charlie Sheen. But Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, they're a little stranger looking. Did they bake too
I didn't
long?
even
Did they
think of
not
it like
bake
that.
enough? However, there's no denying that they're hunky as fuck in these films. So applauding Young Guns for interesting casting choices and making, left
And
of
I'm
center
going to say
hunks
that's
right dead center on screen.
I want to say that's that John Fusco. That's the guy who wrote this movie, who was in the
Fusco knows
movie.
a
And
weird
I
hunk.
want to say an honorable mention as a hunk himself. Because
Who's Fusco in this
he's
movie?
a peripheral character you see sometimes on the side when they're the whole group. He's got the longer hair and a hunk, a fucking fiery hunk. Look at that guy.
Well, I mean, Fusco's not gonna.
No, he's not going to make it. I'm just saying an honorable
mention.
I got to say.
All right, then I'll go first. I'm going to have to rope one of these steers and
Good luck.
bring 'em to market.
I hope you've been doing push-ups, buddy.
These ones are going to buck you up.
I'm bringing forward Charlie Sheen. For my buck, 1988 Charlie Sheen. Adam already said it.
Nope.
You could set your watch to this.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's just, I can't do it.
No, this is always we get backed against the wall in Boi Crazy, because is it just pure looks or is it this sort of essence? And if we're going with the spirit of Young Guns, well, Charlie Sheen's a basic bitch in this movie.
He does it very.
He's a religious kind of character, if I remember.
He won't let Billy the Kid off the leash. It's a movie. It's a franchise about pals, and this dude is not.
Hey,
a pal
guys! Side note: you remember
film.
that time we met Charlie Sheen at Fox when
That's
we were
true. We were waiting to pitch a show, and he walked in and he goes, "Gentlemen," and then he walked into the biggest room with everyone in it waiting for him.
Yep. And then we went into a room with an assistant. So
a very, very small room.
But Charlie Sheen called us gentlemen. So I already would love to be able to pick him, because just with that interaction, we're basically friends. And
I didn't realize. I guess I didn't realize we were factoring in character.
Oh, he doesn't
vibes,
realize, Adam.
With character
how
vibes,
much longer do we have to drag him along
I don't know.
behind the cattle?
We should do a whole episode on the things Andrew doesn't realize about Boi Crazy, because we certainly have the time.
Because he's fucking ruining this podcast. That's the problem.
Agreed.
Every time he's
100%
like,
agreed.
oh, I didn't know we were doing an essence challenge. Oh, I'm sorry. Being a hunk is about every part of the... we use, remember, the whole part of the buffalo. We use the whole
We
buffalo.
don't like Frankenhunks on this episode.
No,
we don't like Frankenhunks. We like original hunks.
I mean, yes, Charlie Sheen is full...
All right, then I'm amending my choice. I'm going Emilio Estevez.
Okay.
Classic choice.
Great character. This is, like I said, this is peak Emilio Estevez hunk. It doesn't get any better after this, including the sequel film. So that's my pick.
Okay.
Adam?
An honest, true pick.
Who you bringing?
I just rewatched, and obviously the Lou Diamond Phillips, Emilio Estevez are the two best looking guys. However, I'm about X factors on this podcast. Casey Simasco, Charlie.
Wow.
Charlie,
this is crazy.
and this is a pure essence choice, because traditional looks, no one's going to pick Charlie. However, the character of Charlie, so loyal, so funny, searching to love, searching to learn to
Good
love.
with his
And
hands.
he's giving
Good
me
in a
big...
fist fight.
He is a great
The
he was a great
pugilist,
character.
the pugilist, and he's giving me big Night Sweats energy. If Charlie was in Nathaniel Rateliff in the Night Sweats, you'd be like, of course he's in the fucking Night Sweat. And I'm a Denver dude,
I thought you
born
meant
and raised.
actual Night Sweats, and I was
Well,
like,
that too.
wow.
That too.
Yeah, keeping you up.
If you told me Charlie played trumpet in the Night Sweats, I would say, fuck yes, he does, and I love him for it.
I mean, this picture that producer Ron found, he's a hunk, and you're not kicking him. You're not kicking him off the ranch.
No, sir.
Adam,
Yep.
this is why I fucking love you. This is why I fucking love you, and this is why I do this podcast with you and sort of with Andrew, is that I fucking love you, and I think your choices are spot on, and you see things.
Don't get me hooking. Not on this pod, dude.
Adam and I are in total agreement on this one.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta go with. This is a good choice. He's a good guy. He's good with his hands. He's funny. He's got a good heart. I think he's a dark horse in this. And God damn it, I love you because you understand. I can't even.
Well,
I think
we don't
Ben's
even
probably tearing up because we know what happens to Charlie at the end of this film. And I was hoping that this hunk would just Young Guns too. I need more. But he's dead, and his
think what happened
bride's
was
not going to have a husband.
I think what happened was that old Fusco was tied to a script, and I don't think anybody saw Casey coming in and dominating like he did. But when you're married to a script like that, you got to see it through. And what a sad death, Spoiler alert for anybody out there.
Then, if you haven't seen Young Guns by One, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast, first of all.
There is a statute of limitations on spoiler alerts, and it's 25 years.
But
well, then we don't even need to vote. It sounds like Casey is our champion from Young Guns.
Wow, that's stunning.
That is,
yeah,
I'm so glad we do this podcast.
He's got but it's his face.
Soaked.
He's a little round in the face. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I like
it's an
it.
approachable.
Charming.
I'm not even contesting this.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I came in neck and neck, Keith, old Kiefer Sutherland, because I like his way with the young lady. I came in with that sexy Kiefer Sutherland, but when you said the Nathaniel Rateliff and the
Look at
Night
that picture. He's got his hand down his pants while he's aiming the gun. What's happening? Look at this.
That's his Al Bundy thing. That's where he's come on, Peg, huh? And no, but Adam, when you pushed me over, and I was like, my instincts were correct because I was going to go with Casey, but I says, is that weird? Am I being the guy who likes the older album that no one else likes? But then you, okay, let's move on. I can't. Yeah.
So, in a shocking turn of events,
wow,
from the movie Young Guns 1, the biggest hunk, according to the experts of Boi Crazy, is fucking Charlie Casey, whose name we can't say.
Casey
Siemaszko.
He's a Mazco. And wow, I did not see that coming. 2 out of 3 dentists agree. It's Casey Siemaszko.
Well, let's move to Young Guns 2. I mean, there's still plenty of ground to cover.
There is. Holy shit. Young Guns 1, they brought the hunks, for sure. But then 3 of them got eliminated, leaving you with Lou Diamond Phillips,
You're like, how can
Emilio
they possibly
Estevez.
make another one of these? Are there enough hunks in the world?
Yeah.
You mowed
As it
down your
turns out-
hunks.
As it turns out.
And then what they
there
do,
are.
what did old Fusco come along and do? If fuckhead Fusco comes along, he throws a big old hunk wrench into the fucking gears by bringing Christian fucking Gleaming the Cube Slater into it.
And again, a non-traditional hunk, a strange-faced, abstract
You might even
hunk.
say rat face.
A rat-faced.
One could say
abstract hunk.
One could say the most rarest type of hunk would be rat-faced hunk. It is extremely rare.
It's something to overcome.
Only
A burrowing hunk, a woodland hunk.
yes, and wowzer wows! What
but
a
a
time.
lot of bit parts in this with hunks popping up left and right.
Boy, did you
Immediately,
say it, Andrew.
Right at the beginning of the movie, we've got young Bradley Whitford at his hunkiest.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, who is this guy? Oh, it's Bradley Whitford.
Oh, it is
Never
Bradley
looked better.
Whitford. Yeah,
Never looked
Wesleyan
better.
University's Bradley Whitford. You know I'm a softie for that hunk. The way he aged and Get Out. What a silver fox.
and a cameo by King Hunk himself, double dipping into 1, being in the movie, and 2, writing the #1 hit to this song. Old John Bon Jovi was
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi comes and and what a hunk. And I saw him once on the 16th Street Mall. He is
Yes,
all
this
of
is what we're here for.
4 foot 8 inches tall. He's a very little man. And
He's got Danzig. He's got Danzigitis.
yeah, he does.
What John Bon Jovi does on the soundtrack of Young Guns 2 is try to write the song Wanted Dead or Alive across an hour and a half.
Exactly.
Every song is the deadliest catch credits across Young Guns 2.
So the
I
story
know
goes that Emilio Estevez came to John Bon Jovi wanting to use Wanted Dead or Alive. But Bon Jovi said, love this song, love the franchise, not the right song. Let me write you a song. He writes it, goes out to Utah, performs it in front of them. They says, John, you got yourself a hit right there. Put it in the fucking film. Ends up being a hit, solo song. He's enshrined. He's a hunk, but he's an honorable mention. I got to say it.
Tangential
honorable mention.
Also, I'm going to honorable mention Balthazar Getty in later roles. Absolute hunk. I call him the poor man's Charlie Sheen. He's like a kid in this one. So I'm.
Yep.
You need to
I'm just going to honorable mention.
let go
him
of this Charlie Sheen bullshit.
as a future hunk.
If you guys are going, hey, I get an honorable mention if you're honorable
All
mentioning.
right, do it.
I'd like to honorable mention embryonic, not yet fully realized hunk Viggo Mortensen in
This was going to be.
Young
This
Guns
was
2.
my pick. This was my
What?
dark horse pick. Viggo Mortensen in this. I got to tell you, that mustache, he was my pick.
Yeah, but
this is
you
who I was
liked it?
bringing.
Oh my!
This
I
is
was
who I
getting
was
a
bringing.
God.
I was getting a non-fully formed hunk.
Look at this
I like
guy.
my V.
Look
It's
at
too
this
clean.
guy.
Can't even, Adam. We keep letting him come to this fucking podcast, and he's
know.
ruining it. He comes in with Viggo fucking Mortensen in one of the biggest.
You know
80s
what it
casts.
is? I'm a birder. You guys know
Yeah.
that.
Look at the
And when you
cheekbones.
see these,
It's producer
these
Ron backing me
juvenile
up.
birds,
Look
when
at
you
this
see a
cheekbones.
juvenile
you could grate
bird
cheese on
who
this
has
guy's
not
cheekbones,
become
you motherfucker.
full formed, they're awkward. Perhaps their coloration isn't what it will one day be.
Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen is a juvenile bird in Young Guns 2, and that bird soars in the Lord of the Rings with the long hair and the heroic.
I don't like him with the long hair. I like him like this with the
God,
cool
oh,
mustache.
fucking mighty.
Get the fuck
We should
out
kill
of
him.
here.
We've been talking about killing him for a while, and we should.
should kill Andrew.
Oof. Oh, sorry. We hate to cut it off here, but yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, the barrel of this Colt is hot. My barrel.
I gotta oil
is-
my gun.
Oof.
I gotta oil my gun.
Yeah, you do. But that's all we can give you right now. If you want to check out and hear the rest of it, hear about Young Guns 2, please, the number one way you can support this podcast is by going to patreon.com/Grawlix Saves and supporting us. You can listen to the rest of this episode as well as back episodes of Boi Crazy. We have all kinds of extra additional content, ad-free episodes of our regular podcast. To those of you that support us, we appreciate it. And to those of you that are about to, thank you so much. You can check it out.
Yeah, join, get on board, and figure out who wins this battle.
It gets heated. So like I said, patreon.com/Grawlix Saves. Thanks, y'all.